Hello guys, it's Jordan from Jordan Arcade Review. Welcome back. Today we'll be talking about some ear tips because recently in these two recent months we don't have a lot of interesting IEM going on. So while for some of you who are waiting for new products and new IEM, why not at the same time, if you really want to buy something, you are a shopaholic like me, maybe you can consider on upgrading your IEM in a cheaper manner, so which is changing ear tips. So I have a collection box over here for different types of ear tips. Some of them have very distinct features and a lot of them are quite interesting. Okay, so let's show all of you. Alright, this is all the ear tips that I've been collecting. Most of them are quite interesting, and just like how the Hong Kong people are saying, change the ear tips instead of changing your IEM. So in Cantonese, or for Cantonese friend out there, which is 換機不如換套, right? So because ear tips can do a lot to your sound, okay, so depends on the tips that you are using, maybe it will affect your comfort, affect your sale, as well as some of the sound aspects. So let's talk about it. Okay, so I won't be talking all of them because that will take forever, but I will talk about some of the favorite tips that I've been using. Okay, so first off, let's start with the one that I've been using on all of my reviews. Okay, for most of my IEM, I'm using this, right? These ear tips is called the Audiosense S400 ear tips. Okay, so I will leave the link down below for all the ear tips if I can manage to find one. So why do I use these ear tips for most of my earphones? Because this is the ear tips that suits my ear best. It's soft and also it has that spin fit features. Okay, what do I mean by spin fit? Spin fit is a brand that come up with a lot of ear tips, and their most famous feature is that you can pivot this around. Okay, so when you insert these ear tips to your ear, it can change the direction. So it's not necessarily straight when you go into your ear, depends on your ear canal, maybe it twisted a little bit, so it can go like facing up, down, left or right, so depends on your ear canal. So this is a very comfortable ear tips, okay, that I can say one of the most comfortable one in the collection below. And also just to remind you that these ear tips actually focus a lot on mids, okay, because some of the ear tips here, some of them emphasize treble, some emphasize the bass, depends on the texture of the ear tips, the stiffness of the ear tips. This is on the balance side where it is quite soft, I would say, and also the thickness, everything is just average, which actually I think that is perfect for some of you out there who like mids. Okay, so this is the BGVP S400. Okay, so sorry, so this is Audiosense. Okay, so I mixed up, there are a lot of brands out there. Audiosense S400. Okay, next I'll be going to this. This is the BGVP, so sorry, this is the BGVP Art Magic Vocal Blue Silicone ear tips. Yeah, a mouthful of words. Okay, these ear tips, you might having difficulties on buying this because you need to go to Taobao. I don't think AliExpress is selling this. It's from BGVP. Why is it in here? Okay, because this is the softest ear tips in everything here. Softest. What I mean by softest? It also one of the thinnest ear tips. Okay, so it don't have that pivoting the features like the spin fit, but because of the softness, okay, inside out, every part of it is so thin and so soft. Okay, so if you ever have any earphones that are that irritates your ears, okay, that have fitting issue, this might be something that you can consider as well. Or if you are a person that like vocal, okay, vocal songs like J-pop, okay, or just pure female vocal, you will like this as well, because this is very, I would say, also another mid-forward, mid-centric ear tips. But do be aware of this ear tips will lose out a little bit of that bass because of that softness and the thinness of the ear tips. Okay, so thin ear tips usually you wouldn't get a lot of bass. So this is the BGVP Art Magic Vocal Blue Silicone ear tips. Next we have everyone's favorite from Dunu, the SNS Tip. So it is a very weird shaped ear tips that actually provide a very good seal. Okay, so for you guys, if you are like commuting a lot, or you just would like to have a better sealing, okay, of your ear canal, maybe you can consider on using this. Okay, I think the only best part about this IEM is that it has the best sealing, okay, compared to a lot of them, because maybe some of your ears depends on your shape. Okay, so I think this would seal most of the ears, okay, quite good. At least for me, it's sealed like perfectly, okay, perfectly, and also block out a lot of the noises out there. So these are SNS tips, and is balanced sounding. Okay, nothing much on the sound that I would like to highlight on these tips, but it does do magic on sealing. Okay, next we have here, what do we have? Right, just hold on. Alright, so this is the Azla from the brand Azla, and this is the crystal ear tips. It is not, if you guys are aware that Azla, they have this Sedna elastic ear tip where it's super sticky, but it can grip your ears and it will change the shape depending on after it warms up in your ear canal. So but that one is a little bit too difficult to handle and to take care of, because it will be worn over time where it's very difficult for you to clean. This is a tuned down version of that. This is still rubbery, okay, quite rubbery, and it provides a lot of that crystal clean sound as well. So, and also it gives you a very good grip, okay, in your ears, where I think that this is more focusing on treble because you're having a very wide bore as well. Good tips on Azla. They're not cheap, okay, to be aware that they are not cheap. Azla tips are usually quite expensive. Okay, so actually everything from the third slot here are the ear tips that actually can grip your ears quite good. Okay, so gripping, this is the box, okay, the slot for ear tips that actually grip good. Okay, so next we have something from Tangsu. This is the Tangsu Sanchai ear tips. Okay, I love these ear tips a lot, and you can get it from one of the IEM from we call it Voodoo. Okay, you can get it for free as well, and there's another newer version of it coming out for vocal. This is, I would say, bass. Okay, these ear tips, okay, looking at the texture is not smooth, okay, it's rugged, so it also grip your ear quite good, and it will give you that a little bit of bass and fullness, okay, from the music that you are listening to. If you wish that your IEMs sounded a little bit thicker or fuller, then maybe you can consider this tip, because it will just add a little bit of that fullness and thickness to your sound, as well as a little bit of that bass. So this is a very nice ear tip as well, and most importantly, this is not super expensive like some of the rest that I'm about to show you. So it's a very good deal. Okay, it is a great bang for the buck. And next slot we have something from Acoustune. Acoustune just have a lot of ear tips. Okay, I don't have a lot of them. I just have like maybe 2 set of them, okay, that I find enjoyable to listen to. So this is some of the newer one. It's called AEX70. Okay, so they have a lot. Okay, really, their names are confusing. So they have like 07 and 08, but is AET, and I'm just confused. Okay, this AEX70. This might be the second thinnest or the third one. One of the most thinnest ear tips in the collection. Okay, next to the BGVP one, is also focusing on, the shapes are different. It's bigger than the BGVP, and I guess it's also very mid-centric, also very vocal-centric ear tips that you guys can consider. It's not the super grippy one, but it is a very thin and soft one, okay, thin from inside out. Even the ball itself is thin, okay, so this is very thin. For you guys out there who are having difficulties fitting your ears, okay, because of that hard, very stiff ear tips, then you can consider this as well, but this is not cheap, okay, it's not cheap. And next we have two sets of the same family here, right? So this is the Radius Deepmou, okay, one of the better ear tips out here in terms of sound, okay, that affects sound. So looking at the shape, okay, so hope you guys can look at the shape. The shape is different, okay, it is fatter on top, okay, it's a little bit fatter on top and thinner below, right? So let me do a comparison. So for example, usually tips are by the shape of is a little bit smaller, okay, on top and wider below. This Radius Deepmou go the other way around, okay, is smaller. The radius is a bit smaller down there and bigger from the top. So if you purchase more than M size, okay, maybe you go for L size, is even more obvious, okay. So the purpose of this ear tip is that when you insert, okay, when you insert it into your ear, this will insert a little bit deeper, okay, and seal a little bit earlier. So the sound signature on this is one of the cleanest ear tips, okay. If you like IEM that give you more details, micro nuances, more detail, more treble, maybe this is an IEM, the ear tips that you can consider. This will give you quite a lot of that because of that insertion depth. So might not be suitable for very bright earphone or very bright IEM because it will even enhance it a little bit more. So if your IEM is already quite bright sounding, quite sharp to listen to, then maybe you need to avoid this. Or to the contrary, if you find your IEM to be a little bit lacking in the upper treble range, okay, or just find it you need a little bit more sparkle, then this is a very good IEM to go for. We have two versions here, the clear version and just a normal silicone version, okay. The clear version is, I would say, is even slightly a notch more revealing, okay, than the normal silicone texture, okay. So it also can grip a little bit better because of that slight rubbery texture of it. So I myself like the clear version a little bit more, but yeah, you can try both, okay. You can try get it both and try. And also again, it's not super cheap, okay, to start with. And next we have this slot here. Is the usual place that I put some of my accessories. So tips here, I'm not using it very much, but I have some interesting one, like all these are just final E ear tips. But why do I have so many of these? Because during Can Jam they have this gacha thing that going on that we can get our own final E tips, okay. So it's not the black one that you guys get usually. You can get a lot of colors. We have white, I mean this is super white, and this one here can glow in the dark, okay. So what sound wise, I don't really like the final E tips because it cut down the treble quite a lot, okay. You can see that the tips, the ball size over here, okay, is quite, I would say, small, quite tight, okay. So if your IEM is a little bit too bright, okay, if you don't like that sharpness from your IEM, maybe you can go with these final E tips, okay. So final E tips are, I mean, I would say good for a lot of IEM, which is nowadays we have a lot of harmony tune or a lot of quite sharply tuned IEM. So this might something that you want to look up for, and it's interesting, okay. This can glow in the dark, so not sure whether can you guys still get it, or if not, just get the black color, that would do the same as well. And here also we have quite a long ear tips, okay. Consider the height of this ear tip. This is the E Pro Horn ear tips, where the interior of the ball is, the shape is not straight, okay. What do I mean by that? So it is, whether can I show it on camera? Alright, so let me invert it. So you can see that this is not straight, okay. So it is going from, actually if you look it from inside, maybe you can see more, but I don't think you guys can see. So it's going from white, then after that at the middle area is a little bit thinner, then after that going white again. So from what I experienced from the tips is that it also cut down a little bit of that sharpness and treble. So if you guys like this is IEM that help you to maybe it can help you to solve your sibilance issue for a little bit. So not my favorite tips, but it's still comfortable to use. Okay, it's quite, I would say, special feature. Finally, next row. Okay, we have something new which is come out quite recently. This is the Divinus Velvet. Okay, this ear tips is, I would say, smoothest to the touch compared to the rest of it. So the texture of the ear tips here is super ultra smooth, like velvet. Okay, so I don't think it does a lot in terms of sound, but in terms of I would say when you insert IEM into your ear, this would feel much better than the rest of it because it's very smooth. Okay, so if your ears are ears that actually get oily very easily or get dry very easily, so these two extreme ear type, then you might need to consider this, because if your ears are that kind of ears that dry out very quickly, this velvet ear tips will help when you inserting your IEM. Or if your ears are those that are super oily, then also this I would think that it might help a little bit. My one is dry, so my putting in this ear tips into my ear just felt like, yeah, at least it's not that forcefully done. Okay, if you don't like those, if you're having dry ears, ear tips like those rubbery ear tips like the Radius Deep Clear, or those Acoustune AEX 070, all these rubbery ear tips might have issue inserting it into your ears. So this velvet ear tips is, I would say, comfort. Okay, for comfort, and the shape of it is quite similar to the Radius Deep. Okay, it almost is on the top area, the radius is a little bit deeper, so a bit wider, so have that a little bit of that same nature, but it's not as much. Okay, not as much. I don't feel a whole lot of difference in sound using this. I guess this is a balance sounding, I mean, in terms of sound. And next, what do we have here? Some of these ear tips from very general extra spare ear tips that given when buying some random IEM. All these, why do I keep it here? Because it has thick ball. Okay, having thick ball, and the color looks like the S400 from Audiosense, so I like it very much. It's in green. Why do I keep one? Because I like the very thick ball, where I just felt that it's also very stiff. So for some of the IEM that I felt like which lacking a little bit in bass, then this might be the one that I would go for. Okay, it just enhance, let it feel that punchiness of that bass a little bit more compared to, like, for example, Control to the super soft one. This is a super stiff one, so it gives you a little bit of that sense of bass, a little bit better. Next, alright, this is expensive like hell, but it's special. Okay, special, maybe start of the show of the rest of them. Okay, this ear tips is from Pentagon, so we call it the Korea, something like that. Okay, it's very expensive. Okay, one pair could cost you around, like, forgot how much was it, like maybe $30 to $40. So it's very expensive and might not be able to get it quite easily. So what's special about them is that it's transparent. Okay, it's a bit grippy, it's a bit rubbery, and in the ball, okay, the ball of it, in the tunnel of it, you can see that it has brass. Okay, it's covered in brass. So why do people use brass? Because you know that brass is having a very good resonance in terms of music, so that's why a lot of musical instruments are using brass as well. So they thought that while the sound are coming out from the IEM, maybe they would use something like brass, okay, to give it a little bit of that resonance effect. But what it does is that in actual fact, this is a little bit sharp, the sharpest sounding ear tips in the collections. Okay, if you have a very dark sounding IEM, okay, that you wish to have a little bit more of that sparkle, that treble, then maybe you can go with this. Okay, this is a very sharp sounding IEM. So for example, I'm using Acoustune 1750 CU, the copper one. Is too warm sounding. Okay, it's too warm, and just felt that the treble doesn't cut out. Okay, doesn't come out to me. So that's why I've been using this on that. Okay, so you guys have dark IEM, very overly warm IEM, and you don't feel your vocal at all, then maybe this and some of the suggestion that you can get. This is a courier from Pentagon, and it's expensive, remember that. You can only get one pair. Okay, if you buy it, if you can get one pair, so expensive. Next, we have here most special tips. Okay, also, okay, one of the most special tips. This tips is inverted. Okay, what do you mean by inverted? You don't put it like this. Okay, this is the looks of a normal ear tip, but the actual way of using this is inverted. Alright, inverted. Look at it. Okay, maybe let me bring a random IEM so that you can see. So this is how you will usually use an ear tip, correct? But these special ear tips, I don't know how to pronounce the name, from Jichu Lab, yeah, use it differently, like this. Alright, it's like this. Seriously, I'm not joking. This the reason why I'm getting it is because it's so-called special. So-called special, really. When you put it into your ear, it's quite comfy as well. It's quite easy to put into your ear. I thought it will the flange will actually overflip, but it doesn't. Okay, and this metal part doesn't touch your ear in any way. So what it does is that it provides you with maximum soundstage. Okay, if you like soundstage, maybe this is an IEM for you to try, because it's to give you the maximum openness. Okay, when you're looking at some of the ear tips out there, like for example the Final E, you see the ball size here is so small. This is totally open. Okay, this gives you like 5 times more open than the Final E tips. So it's totally open, right? Then there's a metal part in it. So I think it does something which I'm not sure what it is. And for me, I think that just that the bass here, you lose out that a little bit of that bass because of how open it is, but you gain that little bit extra soundstage. Okay, one of the widest sounding ear tips that you have here. But okay, with a little bit of caveat is that your imaging might go a little bit haywire. Okay, on this ear tips, using this ear tip, you might lose your imaging a little bit as well, where your instruments might go, I mean, it's not as accurate. Okay, maybe it's from 2 o'clock of your direction, maybe it will go all the way to like 5 or go to the back. So just a bit weird, okay, in terms of imaging, but it does good. Okay, if you like wide soundstage, then that's the one to go. Okay, I tried this on the Unique Melody Mesh 2, which is already a very wide sound staging IEM. It just felt to me majestic. Alright, crazy. Next we have, yeah, so skip the ones over here. Looking at it, you guys who are familiar should know is all the final E tips. Okay, when they come in this colorway. So there's the left, there's the right, or you can put it the other way around. So this is the one, right? So next we have here, alright, this is from DD Hi-Fi. Okay, this is the ST35. Okay, it is exactly the same ear tips as the Audiosense S400. So I would say that it's like 99% same, or I just can't felt the difference. And it also have that pivoting features that same like the S400. It will just follow your ear canal shape, and you can twist it up and down, left and right, so it depends on where's the shape of your ear. And to me, this is a little bit awkward in color, so it's in this green color, which is a little bit awkward to me. So yeah, I can't find any difference with the S400, just that this is in green. Okay, and lastly, okay, this is the Azla Sedna ear fit. Alright, this is, I would say, surprisingly good in terms of sound, in terms of bass, in terms of everything. This is the all-rounder. Okay, all-rounder not as is average. Okay, it's better than average in terms of sound. Okay, it is also good for IEM that has fitting issue, because you see that it is this version that I've gotten. They have two versions. One is we have a longer ball, and you see it's protruding out a little bit. Some have shorter ball. So if you have IEM that you can't fit the IEM into your ears, okay, ear concave, maybe you can consider this. Okay, you can consider this. Most of the time, this either the Azla Sedna or the S400 will solve most of the hard fitting IEM cases, okay, that you guys should usually face. Okay, either this or this. If it still doesn't help with your fittings, then well, maybe you can consider of changing an IEM. Yeah, maybe the IEM really don't suit you at all. So this is all the ones that my favorites. Okay, all these here are my favorites, and I'm missing some of the ones like from soft ear, the UC tips, very famous one, and on top of it are some of the ear tips that I am not using very much. Just very brief go through. This is the Azla Vivid ear tips. Okay, Vivid. So it's a vocal ear tips. It does very good in terms of vocal. It's the same version as this, but it is stiff and at the same time give you a very good vocal. And some of the spin fit CP100, which is the standard reference for a lot of people, but it doesn't work well with me. I just prefer the S400. And some very good one from Thir, and it's cheap. Okay, very cheap. This is a HS, I believe 18. Yeah, very soft ear tips and very good fitting as well, but don't change the sound in a lot of ways, so that's why it's not one of my favorite. And also maybe the Azla Sedna Celastic, I don't dare to use it because it's expandable. Okay, you use this and it won't cost you, I mean, it will cost you like expensive, and somehow you can only keep this for maybe a month or two, so that's why skipping this. And here we have the ear tips from Tan's Gym, where it will say that it can release some of the pressure if you're having a pressurized feeling when you're using your IEM which are not vented or it's too big. Then you can try this, but it doesn't work for me. It doesn't work at all, so that's why yeah, it's not in my favorite list. And lastly, one of the tips that I don't really like is also this spring tip from Moondrop. It is sharp, okay, very sharp sounding, and it's creepy. And just to me, if you guys having dark and warm IEM, yeah, it performs same like the Pentagon Courier, where it gives you a little bit of that sparkle and that spike that you like. Okay, if you like treble head, then yeah, the spring tip will do. So that's all for the video today for all the ear tips. I think this will cover like maybe 60% of one of the exciting ear tips out there in the market. Okay, most of the interesting ones are here, so let me know what are the ones that I am missing out, or interesting one that I should be checking out as well in the comment down below. And this box, okay, if you guys are ever curious what is this box, this is the box for people that like to fish. Okay, this is a fish bait box. Okay, it will cost you like $8 or $7 on AliExpress, and a sticker that you can put it on to. Yeah, it just felt to me nice, and it's very useful. Okay, very useful. So that's all for the video today. So hopefully we have another wave of new IEM coming soon, and see you all soon. Thank you. Bye bye.